Hi, welcome back for your second visit. Before you go in for your adjustment today, I'm just going to review a few things with you. People often have common questions after their first visit, and I'm going to review some of those along with the answers. I'm also going to give you a little bit of advice and coaching as to what you can do during the treatment to get the most out of it, and then also in between visits, what are some things you can do at home or outside the office to help support the changes you're looking for. Okay, so let's talk about the most common questions first. It's not unusual for this style of adjustment to be new to people. Even if you've been to a chiropractor in the past, you may not have experienced this style of non-force adjustment before. And so you may have noticed a couple of things. Number one, it's very gentle. We're not doing any forceful manipulations, and we're working on your whole spine and your whole body, right from your feet all the way up to your head, and not primarily or limiting our focus to the area of your symptoms that you presented with. And so the essence of what we're doing is really a natural healing approach. And what that means is that we are acknowledging that your whole body is an integrated system. All of the areas are interconnected. All of the organs and systems of the body are interconnected. And often when we have symptoms in just one limited area, that area is kind of the one that's flying the red flag. But it is often an area of compensation for other areas, or it's part of a much bigger or deeper pattern. And so in order to get to the root, the underlying cause of the symptoms, it's important not to just focus on the area where you're feeling the symptoms, but to restore the function of the entire spine and the whole musculoskeletal system. So you'll notice that our approach is broad from one end of the body to the other. The gentleness of the approach, don't be fooled by that and think that it's not powerful. In fact, with living systems, it's often the case that the more gentle you are, the deeper that effect can go, and the more powerful the effect can be. You might have, if you've ever had children or you've been around children, you might have noticed that if you whisper to them, they'll perk up and they'll really listen. But if you yell at them, what happens? They close off, they turn off, and they stop listening. It can be the same with the body. So this is kind of like body whispering in a way. We also are honoring the natural rhythm of each person's healing process. And people will respond to care, especially in the beginning, within the first, 3 to 6 visits, in unique ways. And you may be wondering, depending upon what your response was to that first visit, some people feel a big change right away, almost immediately. And for those people, it's very easy for them to understand, wow, this is great, it's effective, and this is really going to help me. Other people might notice just a little bit of change after their first visit. And that's actually a very positive sign. It means your body is responding, but it's just going to follow its own speed and natural rhythm. And we want to honor that. And as we go forward, you should feel more and more and more improvement. And some people, more of a minority, but maybe 20-25% of people may not feel any noticeable difference after their first session. Maybe not even after their first, second, or third session. But they'll begin to notice more change as we get toward the 6th session, which is about halfway to the progress exam. And occasionally, if it's a really chronic problem, it may be even closer to the 12th visit. But what we would like to suggest is that you give yourself a chance. A little bit of patience may be required, because remember, this is a natural healing process. We're working with the body's own natural ability to heal. Sometimes in this world, we just want everything to happen, quickly as possible, and that's certainly understandable if you're in pain. But if you have the expectation that this is going to be a quick fix, like, popping a pill that's a pain medication, or a Tylenol or an Aleve, and expecting that 20 minutes from now I'm going to start to feel a difference, that type of approach is actually not really getting to the root cause. It's just dulling and numbing your perception of the symptoms, but it's not making deep changes. And that's really what we want for you. That's holistic healing. That's going to offer you a lasting change to get to the root cause, to allow your body to let go. Because remember, in the first video, we talked about all those stress patterns that become like a traffic jam in the body, that create muscle rocks and muscle knots. And these are all patterns that we're holding on to unconsciously, and letting go of long-standing unconscious patterns doesn't usually happen overnight. So we need to give ourselves a chance to reconnect with our bodies and to be able to let go in the way that feels most comfortable and natural to each of us. So give yourself a chance. And as I said, on the 6th visit, you'll receive a check-in survey, and we'll be able to check in with you at that point and see how things are coming along. Okay, so during the treatment itself, here's what you can do to help make it the most effective. That 10 to 12 minutes that you're going to be on the table is a time where your body is going to go into a healing state, and we'd like you to achieve the deepest state of relaxation that you can. And we're going to be working with those special points along your spine to help to stimulate that response within you. And you can participate by, as you're laying there with your eyes closed, allow yourself to take a few deep breaths in the beginning, and then take your awareness and send it into your body. Try not to be in your left brain and just think about what you have to do later, the things that you might be worried or concerned about. Let this be a healing time. Let this be a time where you're only focusing on yourself. Feel your body, feel your breath. Do your best to let go. Try to just surrender your body onto the table. Let the table support you. And just let go the best that you can. And then moving into the time in between sessions. Now, exercise and movement, everyone knows, is very important, and it really will help you progress here. We have the handout, if you haven't gotten it already, that has specific stretches and core strengthening exercises for the spine, and we recommend that you spend, if possible, about 10 to 15 minutes a day working on those, and that really will help support your progress here. And then, of course, in general, other types of exercise, aerobic exercise, getting outside and walking at least 30 minutes a day if possible will really help to move things along. Anything that you can do to help be a stress reducer in your life, because you're experiencing powerful stress reduction medicine, so to speak, hands-on, while you're here on the table. But we'd like you to continue working on that outside of the office. So if you can try engaging in meditation, prayer, guided imagery or guided relaxation, all of those things can be helpful. Your nutrition is also important. Eating whole, healthy foods, taking foundational vitamin supplements. If you're not taking any nutritional supplements, we have a handout that makes suggestions for foundational supplements for people, for men, for women, with people in different situations. So you may want to take a look and consider that. How you sit, how you hold yourself, your ergonomics, your posture, all of this is important, and we have handouts on all of these things. So if you have any other questions that come up, please let us know. We are trying to decrease the amount of face-to-face conversation and interaction in the office at this time for everyone's protection. But we're happy to speak with you on the phone, and we will make a time to give you a phone call if you have any other questions or you have a conversation that you'd like to have with us. So thanks so much for listening, and go and enjoy your second visit. And we will have a little bit more information for you before your next visit on the holistic effects of this work and how the whole body heals together. Okay, thanks.